Oh baby, countdown to Christmas. It is Advent day number 10, and today we're going to be talking about Zechariah and Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth and Zechariah are in a very peculiar predicament. Elizabeth is not able to conceive a child. But in Luke chapter 1, we see that the text describes Zechariah and Elizabeth as both being righteous in the eyes of God. Now, this would have been a conundrum for that culture because it was widely viewed that if you were unable to have a child, it's because of some sin that you have in your life. Now, Jesus clarifies later on in his ministry that that's not the way that sin actually works. But in this time period, that's what the culture would have assumed. So Zechariah and Elizabeth have been praying to have a child for literally decades. And now, where we pick up the story, both Zechariah and Elizabeth are incredibly old, far past childbearing years. Now, picking up in Luke chapter 1, verse 8, we see that Zechariah, who is a priest, has to go and fulfill his priestly duties. And Zechariah was chosen to be the priest who goes into the Holy of Holies to burn incense. And this is a big honor. Only one out of about 1,000 priests are chosen to do this task. And verse 13 says that when Zechariah is finishing up his duties, the angel of the Lord appears to him. He says, "Do not be afraid, I have good news for you. Your prayers have been heard. Elizabeth is going to have a child." In verses 14 through 17, the angel goes on to say that the child's name is going to be John, and he is going to be filled with the Holy Spirit. He's going to be a powerful prophet. He likened him to Elijah, who is the most powerful prophet in the entire Old Testament. He's going to come in power, he's going to come in wisdom, he's going to come in righteousness, and his main duty is to get Israel ready for the coming of Jesus. Other scriptures in the Bible describe it as John is making Jesus' path straight for his ministry. But Zechariah gives a very natural response. In verse 18, Zechariah says, "How can I be sure of this?" So basically, Zechariah doubts. He asks, how can I know that this is true? He's questioning this angel. Is this message actually true? And I love what the angel says here in verse 19. The angel said to him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to tell you this good news." So Zechariah here is questioning the validity of this message, and I love Gabriel's response. He doesn't qualify his message. He doesn't explain to Zechariah how this is all going to work. His response is all the justification he needs. He says, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God." That is one of my favorite authoritative statements in the entire Bible. And for good measure, Gabriel strikes Zechariah with muteness. He can't speak until the child John is born. And as the verses go on to say, Zechariah stays silent for Elizabeth's entire pregnancy, and he isn't able to speak again until the baby is born and is circumcised on the 8th day. He then writes down on a tablet that the baby's name is John, and then his mouth is opened. Immediately after his mouth is open, he sings a song singing praises to the Lord for all he has done. And here's my big takeaway from the Zechariah Elizabeth story. They had been praying their entire lives for a child. And yes, God could have given them a child at any point during their lives, but he chose not to. Why did he choose not to? Because he had an even greater plan for them. God heard their prayers, and he waited for the correct time to answer them. And I think that can be kind of challenging for us who pray. Have you ever prayed before and thought to yourself, I wonder if God even hears my prayers? He certainly isn't answering them right now. And the truth about God is that he always hears your prayers and he always answers them. And his answer is always yes or no or not right now. We don't love the not right now answer because we don't know when they will be answered. Just like Zechariah and Elizabeth did not know when or if God was going to answer their prayers. But he did answer their prayers, and when he answered them in the most spectacular way possible. What an awesome story. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you've missed any of the Advent series episodes, go ahead and check the Advent series playlist, and I will see you tomorrow.